Sunday. Let's go to work. Very good sausages. Just recommend. I would just like to point out that I'm not actually eating all of those sausages. I'm just cooking them all now so I can have them tomorrow and Monday. Tomorrow is Monday, sorry. Tuesday, Wednesday, etc. So yeah, just a little bit of a meal prep tip for you there. Cold today. So I am in head to toe, I think Lululemon. I've got Lululemon on leggings. I always try and make a real, there's a couple of things about getting ready for teaching. So I always try and make a real effort when I go to teaching to look really professional. So again, I think I like to kind of look quite well put together when I go to teach. I just think it's really important to give like a professional look and that you've kind of made a bit of an effort, like you want to be there as opposed to just, yeah, So we've gone over my lesson plan. So every client that I work with or clients that I work with, I always write a lesson plan for them. And then once we've done the session, I come back, I write up some notes about how the session's gone, what they've responded well to, what they're doing particularly well in terms of exercise, as in Pilates exercise, what they're struggling with. And then we always have a little kind of mind-body check-in as well. So that's, for me, the most important part is giving the client some space at the beginning of the session to really become quiet in their mind and to have a conversation with their body, where they're feeling any particular kind of tightness or constraint, or indeed where they're feeling, you know, really good in their body. So, and then we move into breathing to set them. So a set of breathing exercises essentially to set themselves up for the Pilates session. And however well that beginning kind of 10, sometimes 15 minutes goes, will determine the pace of how I then teach that client for the rest of the session. So I really like to respond to how my client is, very much a sort of client-centered approach. Some days we go faster, some days we go slower, some days we do loads of exercises, some days we maybe just do, you know, 4 or 5 and we stop and we have a conversation about how that exercise feels. Yeah, that's just a little bit about my teaching approach. Yeah, thought I would share that. I'm going to go and pack my bag. I'll always take the lesson plan with me. Some water, some grippy socks for the reformer, which I have here. It's obviously not about me today on the reformer, but I do sometimes have to demo an exercise. So I take the little grippy socks. Although to be honest, I actually prefer bare feet. I always prefer to feel like contact, skin contact with the ground or the reformer platform, the foot bar. So, however, I'm taking the grippy socks because actually, if nothing else, if the client forgets hers or his, then I can cheer. They are clean, by the way, just to put that out there. Oh, and today, yeah, I'm working with a new blusher. Well, it's not a new blusher. I use Hourglass blusher, and the colour that I use has been discontinued. Don't you just hate when brands do that? They've discontinued it, and I am literally, I'll show you later, I'm literally down to like 0 powder in the palette. So yesterday I went to see if I could get something similar. So still Hourglass, it's just a pinkier colour. So I'm just kind of quite enjoying it at the moment. So yeah, and I'm wearing, you can't see me, but I'll do a kind of outfit of the day thing because I know that's what people do. Lululemon Align leggings, which I absolutely swear by. For me, I have about 10 pairs. They are the absolute Rolls Royce of leggings for yoga or Pilates, in my opinion. I think the top is actually Sweaty Betty, not Lululemon. I'm not 100% sure if that's correct or not. I'm pretty certain. I can kind of tell by the fabric. There's a little insight there for you. And that's it. And I have a sports bra on, which is, it's not a sports bra actually, it's a yoga bra, Pilates bra, which is also Lululemon. So yeah, that's the look for the day. Hello. Just back from teaching via Waitrose, so I've got a few bits and pieces just for tonight, for the week ahead. Do a bigger shop though, which I'll do tomorrow. So that was a really good session with the two ladies. There's not a session goes by where I've taught, where I've come out of teaching and I haven't immediately just felt better about life. And it's weird because I'm not the one that's doing the class. I think it's just the whole teaching experience that I absolutely love. My client today, they're both beginners on the reformer, and my client today actually asked a really interesting and valid question, and she said, gosh, if you've never done mat work Pilates before and you've never done reformer and you go to a beginner's class in an enormous group, how do you know what you're doing? And the answer to that question is you don't, which is why I would always say, if you are going to go to a reformer class and you've never done reformer and you've never done Pilates, you have to either go to a beginner's class And when I say beginners, it should be a class that actually explains everything from the ground up. So what the reformer is, why you're using it, how, and all the different parts that make up the reformer. So it should be explained to you what the gear bar is, what the stopper is, how that affects tension on the springs, how you need to move it for different exercises and to suit your own body, what the carriage is made up of, how the straps work, and all the other bits and pieces, how the foot bar works. I've never seen that in a beginner's class, and I've been to a few before, and a lot of teachers just put you straight on the machine. They assume you know, and then off you go. And that to me is not the sign of a good teacher, because actually it can be to some degree dangerous, but certainly it can create more tension in the body where the client does not need more tension in their body. So if that's you and you're interested in going to a reformer class, find a teacher that's been trained with a very good educational Pilates school. That's a video for another day. And second of all, go to a beginner's class where they will teach you from the ground up. And the other thing I will say is the class should go at a pace that matches the clientele or the group that you're teaching. And by that I mean it shouldn't just be sticking you on a reformer, especially if you're a beginner, and just instructing you through a bunch of beginner exercises. The teacher really should be demonstrating each of the exercises and then teaching you to do that exercise by watching you or observing you, and then helping you make slight tweaks, modifications depending on your body. You absolutely cannot do that in a big group class. That's the one thing I will say. So different if you've got some experience, maybe of the reformer or indeed Pilates. But yeah, just be mindful of that, because I think we see lots of pretty things online in terms of the reformer, and it's an amazing piece of equipment, but you must take the time to learn how to use it and learn how to use it well, and you will then just go from strength to strength and reap all of the benefits of using a reformer in the right way. So yeah, and if you've never used a reformer before, maybe think about a one-to-one with somebody that can, if the group class that you're looking at doesn't teach that, how the reformer works, then maybe book a one-to-one with them beforehand or something. So yeah, some studios maybe do intro to the reformer nights. I don't know, I've not looked. But yeah, one to remember if you're thinking of trying a reformer. If you've got any questions, pop them in the comments on this video, and I'm happy to answer them for you if you are somebody that's looking, to start Pilates or whatever. Strongly suggest you do, especially if you're a lady in your middle years, either mat work or reformer or a combination of both, any of the studio equipment as well, like the tower, the Cadillac, the chair, all the things. I am not yet qualified in things like the Cadillac and the chair. The school that I teach with, that I learn with, they have it all broken down. You can't just express your way through your teacher training qualification. You've got to go, they encourage you, in fact it's their rule, you have to go and work with bodies and work with the equipment before you can progress to the next piece of equipment. And it's so sensible, and makes you, in my opinion, a much better teacher. And it takes a long time to learn, especially when you're working with so many different bodies. Like today, it's quite difficult. One of the ladies had on quite a big hoodie jumper. So the added complication there is that it's hard to see the shape of the body and the body as it moves. So yeah, it's great. I love it. It lights me up in a way that the corporate world certainly does not. I mean, I don't come out of the corporate world bouncing, quite the opposite. But I've never come out of a session where I haven't just been so grateful for the opportunity to impart some knowledge and make somebody else's movements or movement potential better. Yeah, so I thought that was worth sharing. I've got some other bits and pieces to do now in terms of work. I've got to email the rep at Merrithew about my own reformer. I owe him some information so he can finish my quote. And like I say, I've got a kind of proposal that I need to write for my day job to request some, I'm not going to go into too much detail, but to request some, well, just something that I need to request. I hopefully will be able to explain a lot more about that in due course. Oh, and the other thing I was going to quickly show you, if you just bear with me one moment. Yes, I'm just going to quickly show you this morning. I mentioned my new blusher. So this is my old Hourglass. Tragic, isn't it? I actually took that in Space NK and had the audacity to say, I need you to help me find a colour that's very similar, when that's the bottom of the palette, that's not the blusher, that's the blusher in the corner. And on the back, the actual colour is missing. So yeah, thank you to the lady in Space NK who was very helpful, and she has sorted me out with an alternative Hourglass. Actually, so look how shiny that one is compared to that. Oh, actually, it doesn't look too bad in the light there. But anyway, this is the new one. So it's a little bit pinkier, I would say. If I just hold it up there, really, really nice. So you'll see, if you can see the bits in the corner of the other one are a bit more mauvey. This is a bit more pink. And yeah, I've got it on, and actually I have to say I am kind of loving it. I think it's really nice, just a nice natural blush. I will say, absolutely amazing blushers, the Hourglass. This is the ambient lighting, I think, series. Very, very good, very natural. And I have to say as well, it's a wee bit more pricey. I think this was 42 or 44 pounds, but it lasts for, I use it every day, more or less. And I would say this one that I've just replaced, I've probably had for the best part of 3, if not 4 years. So if you do a cost per wear exercise there, it's a pretty good value for money, in my opinion. Right, anyway, onwards to the next task of the day. Can we just take a moment for this? Because I feel like we don't see a lot of this online, and this is, you know, for complete transparency, my second bedroom at home, which is now an office slash dumping ground for random things. Actually, in this box here is all of my Pilates and movement training books, textbooks, notebooks, training pads. This is just novels that I've read. And then on this side is all my kind of Pilates equipment for like home practice, and also if I work with a client and they come to me for their one-to-one session, and this is all my equipment here. Then I have this random desk, and then down here, which is currently acting as a doorstop, which is an enormous bag. In here are a lot of my, not all of them, but a lot of these are my training manuals for becoming a teacher. That's my mat work certification and all these other things. So, you know, when you certify as a teacher, for example, in the mat work, you are only certified to teach mat work. If you want to go on and specialise and teach other things, then you have to train in other Pilates techniques or special populations. So for example, the big one that everybody sees online is the pre and a postnatal or pregnancy. So I've trained in many other special populations, which I'll talk about for a different in a different video. But yeah, just to let you see, one, that this for a long time I was afraid to film anything that showed any sort of non-perfect looking background, and it's the thing that held me back again. The sneaky ways perfectionism showed up. So I'm just showing you now, one, to help me get over it and say, you know, it's okay. How many of us have rooms like this at home though, right? So many. And the other thing, which is what I'll be working on a little bit on tomorrow, is I didn't mention, you'll see all those coloured post-it notes up on the wall. This is a very simple course that I'm designing, Pilates course. And that is how I, oh, sorry, lost you. That there up on the wall is the content, and that's how I, well, not just the content, it's also the structure of the course as well. So yeah, that's probably been up there on the wall for close to a year, and I've not really taken that much action on it apart from collecting a few files and saving them to various places on my laptop. And again, that's because I've been doing this thing called sequencing, which is instead of just taking action and it being messy action and, you know, you start at the end and work your way back, I've just been waiting for the right moment to start, which is, yeah, crazy, you know? You just start. It doesn't matter. It's only in your head that it matters. It's Monday, my other hybrid working day, so not in the corporate world today. This is the day for me working in and on my own business, which I love, and I have some filming to do, which I'm going to do later on because there's a couple of urgent things that I need to get out the door. But I'm going to take my laptop in true digital nomad fashion and go into town and sit in a coffee shop and do it somewhere up there. And the reason for that is, one, I quite like getting out of the house. I feel like I've kind of spent a lot of time in the house this weekend. And second of all, for anybody that does have their own business and is interested in whether or not it might be for them, indeed you might be thinking of doing something similar for yourself, the one thing I will say is it is quite a lonely journey, the entrepreneurial one. I have experienced sometimes real kind of bouts of loneliness. So you don't have, you know, in a corporate environment, you can talk to the person next to you, spark a little bit of a brainstorm, even just say hi to someone and say, oh, you know, what did you watch the weekend? So yeah, that's one of the other reasons why I am going out to work. Like I said, I'm putting a proposal together for unpaid, sort of career break, if you like, from work, unpaid leave. So I've got to go up and type that up. It's really important, and I will explain, you know, we'll see what they say at work about it. So I'm not sure. However, I can talk more about why I'm doing that in subsequent videos. Anyway, so wherever you are in the world, I hope you're having a good morning. It's Monday here. And yeah, let's make today a good day. Also, I forgot just doing a quick outfit of the day for those interested, and it's super simple today. As you can probably tell, I tend to keep things really simple, especially during the week. So I just have a nice jumper. This is a Massimo Dutti, and I love the bell sleeves. It's nice and relaxed. Has a little bit of a flare to it as well, which I quite like. Jeans, they're skinny jeans. They are super ancient, but they're 7 for Mankind. I've had these for about probably 8 years. Pricey, but worth it. And that's probably me. I probably spend a little bit more on stuff, but they last me for a very long time. And then obviously I will be taking the slippers off as well. So yeah, I'm going to be moving around, do a lot of walking, and I haven't decided on the footwear, but if I'm being honest, it's probably going to be trainers. So yeah, that's the outfit of the day until I can get back and get the joggies on. Let's not kid ourselves. That's, you know, that's the goal in life, just to live in the joggies. going to end the vlog here for the day. Thank you for spending the last couple of days with me. I hope it's been maybe a little bit insightful into some of the things I do to build the life that I want, and maybe show you that things don't happen at the pace that maybe we're led to believe. So just little things every day, chip away, keep on that path and go in that way forward. Yeah, and we'll get there. We'll all get there. I'll see you soon. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it very much. See you again. Bye.